Hello, Smash fans, and welcome to this episode of PD Smash. Today, we're going to talk about the quarterback carousel, both in Denver and in Washington. So, first up, let's talk about Russell Wilson. And now, I think this is a great move for Russell Wilson and for the Seattle Seahawks. First off, Russell Wilson needed a change of scenery. That was just a fact. I don't care what anyone says. It just needed to happen. With that being said, it wasn't like the Seahawks could do anything. They were so over the cap. They couldn't improve. So they couldn't give Russell Wilson what he wanted. They needed to move off him at some point, whether that be via free agency or via a trade. And they got a great haul for him. Drew Lock is whatever. He'll be He'll be someone this year for them if they don't draft a quarterback. Tight end Noah Fant, he's a really good young player. Defensive lineman Shelby Harris. Honestly, I don't know much about him. He's probably salary filler. I'm not sure much about him, so I'm gonna withhold judgment there. But then they also got 2 first-round picks, the number 9 overall pick this year, and the number 20 and a first-round pick in 2023. 2 second-round picks for the next 2 years, and a 5th-round pick for this year. And then the Seahawks only had to give up a 4th-round pick in Russell Wilson. I'm fine with that, 100%. Russell Wilson, this puts him in a better situation with a great defense, with good weapons, a good running game, good offensive line. Nothing outstanding, but definitely very much reminds me of 2013 Seahawks. Great defense, not as good as the Legion of Boom, but still a great defense. Decent wide receivers, but not amazing wide receivers. And then a great running game. Obviously, they had Marshawn Lynch versus what is a dual-headed monster in Denver, so it's a slightly different running game, but still similar levels of effective. So I think this is definitely going to be a great situation for Russell Wilson and for the Seahawks, especially if they do move off Tyler Lockett. I think they should have traded Bobby Wagner, but I'm okay with them releasing him, especially if Bobby Wagner was like, I only want to go to this place, if not, please don't trade me. And they were like, okay, we can't make a deal work. We're fine with just releasing you. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with everything that the Broncos gave up. I think you could definitely get like a 4th-round pick for Tyler Lockett. I think you could probably get a 1st-round pick for DK Metcalf. And you could probably get like a 3rd-round pick for Jamal Adams. I think that's about the value for each player, as they do want to move off them all. And I think DK Metcalf, if I drafted a wide receiver and they turned out to be DK Metcalf in the 1st round, I would be happy. Therefore, I would trade DK Metcalf for a 1st-round pick. But if I was to draft someone like Jamal Adams in the 2nd round, I'd be okay with that. So I'd be fine giving him a 2nd-round pick. And if it were, and then Tyler Lockett's older, so you've got to take that into account. So a 4th-round pick, I think, is the correct valuation for him. I think the Eagles are not going into a full-round rebuild. There's a video coming out on the Eagles very soon, as I think they're in a very interesting predicament. But the Seahawks, I think, are a very, very interesting team to watch this offseason, because they could go into full rebuild mode. They could go into reboot mode. They could fire Pete Carroll. There's so many things they could do. So it's really interesting. However, that is only one of the crazy trades to happen over the past 24 hours. The other one is Carson Wentz is back in the NFC East. He plays for the Washington Commanders. Now, the more I say the Commanders' name, this is a side tangent here, the more I like it. If you don't know, I'm a Commanders fan. I'm okay with the Washington Commanders. It's not the best name. I still like Red Wolves more, but Commanders is fine. But that's a side tangent. Side tangent's over. we gave up two third round picks for Carson Wentz reportedly. I'm okay with that. There's nothing about that to me that's like overly insane, because expected value from a third round pick is not insane. And if Carson Wentz is good, I'm okay with giving them a second round pick if it escalates. And then we swapped seconds, which I think is fine, because I think we're going to be better than the Colts next year. I really do think Taylor Heinicke is a good backup quarterback, do not get me wrong. But he was in the bottom 10 of starting quarterbacks this year. And I think Carson Wentz, with the right system, is in the top half of the NFL of quarterback play. I think he's like 16th, 15th, 16th. So I think his max is like 12, but his floor is like 25. And if we can get close to the max, especially if De'Ami Brown progresses, Terry McLaurin is still Terry McLaurin, and Antonio Gibson can stay healthy, I think we can get the most out of Carson Wentz. With that all being said, this trade is really going to have to depend on A, what we get in the draft, and B, what the Colts are able to get in free agency and what the Colts are able to do for their quarterback position next year. Because right now, I don't see a quarterback that is better than Carson Wentz on the market. I don't think Jameis Winston is better. I don't think Kirk Cousins is better. I don't think Jimmy G is better. I don't think any of the rookies will come in and be better automatically. Give it a few years, I can see it. But automatically, this is not like... You're not going to get like a Patrick Mahomes, a Deshaun Watson. You're not getting that right off rip. You're not getting like a Joe Burrow who is amazing. You're not getting that this year. And that's fine. But with that said, it's going to be very interesting what the Colts do. And I think it's also going to depend on how good Washington is next season. Because Washington goes 8-9, misses the playoffs, it's no improvement. But if Washington goes 11-6 and makes the playoffs and gets a playoff win, then we're talking. Because that will be the only big major change they made, and it worked. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I'm thinking that is going to be the judge of success or failure in this trade. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that evolves moving forward. With that said, I'm really excited now for next NFL season. I'm graduating in May of this year. I'm graduating high school. So you're going to see a lot more content next year as I'm taking a gap year. There should be a lot more content on here. I should be posting 3 to 4 times a week once we hit like July. I should be hitting like 3 or 4 times a week. I'll have constant updates for you all. Many more videos on NBA and NFL related topics. Go check out my blog, pdsmashsports.com, if you want to hear any of my podcast episodes or any of my videos. There are links there in the blog. Also, there will be an article out tomorrow detailing another topic in the NBA world. So go check that out tomorrow. Should be released by 4 p.m. Eastern Time, so go check that out. Thank you so much, Smash fans, for tuning in. And without further ado, PD Smash signing off.